Hey everybody, Dustin Dale's back here once again. I'm at SumTur Amphitheater in Papillion, and I'm very excited because tonight we've got two acts coming to Papillion. First off, we've got Matt Nathanson. You've seen him all over the place. You've heard of Come and Get Higher, all sorts of great stuff from him. We're going to be talking about that. How are you, Matt?
I'm well. How are you? Nice to see you.
Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
So I got to ask you, have you been to Nebraska before? How do you like it so far?
I've been many times. I love Nebraska. I've driven across it many times, and then I've played here before, mostly in like Lincoln and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I love it. It's great.
Now, the College World Series is going on right now. Do you follow baseball very much?
I'm pretty much a sports illiterate. Like, growing up, I was always the kid that played metal in my basement. You know what I mean, like guitar and like listen to.
Yeah.
So, and my brother was the sports guy, so I'm sort of out on sports. But what's going on? Fill me in.
Well, right now we've only got about 4 teams left, and Coastal Carolina, one of the underdogs, won last night. I believe it's their first time, or one of their only couple times at least, that they're here in town. So they're doing pretty good.
Nice.
Do you always root for the underdog?
Yeah, it's always fun. That's the part about sports that I love. Being in San Francisco, where I live, having the Giants and then the Warriors. But my daughter, who's 6, has started to get into the Giants a lot. And so I've sung the national anthem a couple times opening day. And it's fun to watch the city sort of like galvanize around a team and sort of the community that's brought up by it. So I'm super into that part of it. I grew up in Massachusetts, and I missed out on all that because I just was playing music. So now as an adult, I sort of like get it just by being in the city and watching people. And the Giants were the underdog for so long, and so were the Warriors. It was nice to see them sort of rise up. It's always inspiring.
Now, I don't know if you've been home or not recently in the past couple weeks, but obviously the Warriors had a pretty crazy month. Were you around any of that excitement?
Yeah, I was around it, and again, being sort of sports illiterate, it just felt like the longest. Like I'd be like, the Warriors are in the final. This is the longest finals of the world, and I just assumed they were going to win because you get sort of a little cocky when you know what I mean, and everybody around you is like. And so everybody that I know that was a Warriors fan, it was a devastating final game, and but it was nice to see. I honestly felt like it went on for a year and a half. Like that's what it felt like, just like constantly it was like this stress level of like, will they? And then I was like, is it still going on? This is insane.
Game 7, that's a long time.
I mean, wow. So it's awesome.
Now, one of the shows came back on TV recently that you actually got a bit of a history with. The Bachelor returned I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with The Bachelor? You've been on it a couple times.
It's a really strange thing. So this last time, there's one of the producers is on Twitter, and he's hilarious on Twitter. And I somehow started following him about a year ago and started retweeting his tweets. And then he sent me a direct message and said, hey, I work on The Bachelor. I know you've been on our show before. I have a crazy idea. Do you want to be on it again? Gave me kind of the rundown. And so I've become friendly with him, and it's just one of those weird synergy moments because I've never watched the show. It was one of those things where like I'd never watched the show, and you play the date. The first time we played someone's date, which is a strange experience, let me tell you, to play someone's like while they're like sort of slow dancing, and then we played someone's wedding, and so it's just one of these weird things where they're just super rad people that put that show on, and they're fans, and it ends up being this really cool, really bizarro world experience. You know what I mean? To sort of play someone's intimate moment. You know what I mean? Like so yeah, it's been fun.
There's a lot of love, obviously, on The Bachelor. Are you a bit of a ladies' man yourself?
I've been married for a long time, so you'd have to ask my wife. I don't know. Sometimes she'd say probably romantic, and then sometimes whatever the opposite of romantic is. But so it's funny. I'm a big fan of connection, of human connection, and so I'm a sucker for any connection on like a real level, and. So maybe, yeah, I guess I am kind of and it shows in the songs too, a lot of those kind of ideas, connections. So maybe I am sort of a romantic. I don't know.
Well, I guess I'll have to ask her if I ever meet her someday.
Yeah, seriously.
Is Matt a little bit of a lover? He's been on The Bachelor a couple times.
I'm scared of her answer.
Well, I'm very curious about her answer. But back in 1993, that was when your first album came out. Is that right?
Yeah.
How have you seen yourself grow over that amount of time? That's a long time.
I know. I can't believe I was like 6 when I put out my first record. But it's funny. I think that the records have gotten more honest as I get older. I feel like they get more honest and they get less afraid to be sort of wide open. I feel like music at its finest, most amazing is when somebody's being really vulnerable in the song. And I feel like the music that I've connected with in life has always been that, when someone's sort of brutally honest and doesn't sugarcoat things. And so I'd like to think that I'm sort of slouching towards that. You know what I mean? Like every record kind of moving a little bit further, kind of getting rid of the self-consciousness and sort of moving towards this idea of sort of just being transparent. So that's what I like to think. I don't know if I'm a perfectly good judge of myself at all, actually. So who knows? But.
Well, on one of your most recent albums, I believe it's your most recent, you got a song called Bill Murray.
Oh, yeah.
You've said that's your favorite song. Is that true?
Yeah, I love that song.
What does Bill Murray think about that song?
Dude, so Bill Murray, the song is about Bill Murray and I, like, doing a Thelma and Louise across the world, like, in a convertible. I just felt like that guy would rain down sage wisdom if I ever hung out with him. And so I wrote a song about he and I hanging out. And I have friends that are close with him, but I haven't approached him yet through them, because I think I'm sort of, I like the dream of the idea of him, you know, kind of stumbling upon it better than maybe whatever the reality of it is. So, but anyway, so I don't know what Bill Murray thinks of it, but man, I think Bill Murray is, in a world of Kardashian celebrity, he's the antithesis of it. He's just awesome. He seems to follow his passion. He follows his gut. He sort of does weird things that only he likes, and it's impressive stuff.
Yeah, I remember he crashed as an engagement couple photo or wedding photos or something. So I got a feeling if he knew about the song, which he probably does, I'm sure at this point, but I'm sure that if he had a chance to talk with you, you might actually go on that road trip.
I know, that guy, I feel like that guy like literally crashes bar mitzvahs, bris, like he just shows up and like is like, I'm Bill Murray, how you doing? Like eats a French fry off somebody's plate at a wedding and then walks through. So maybe, who knows? I have a video concept that I've been working on that I think we're going to shoot, and I would love for him to have a cameo in it. So I might reach out to him through other people, you know, like that, and see if he'll be in it.
There you go. Bill, I know Bill's watching this right now. So, Bill, come hang out with Matt. He's got a project. Get in his video. You definitely want to make that happen. So the tour's coming along pretty well. Obviously, you're in Omaha tonight. What's coming up for you down the road with the tour?
Yeah, let's see. It's been fun. We've been 4 days in. And Phillip is incredible, and Hutchinson is incredible. So it's like, it's nice to have a group of good humans out, because it's a lot like it's like a lot like being on a submarine. You're kind of like in everybody's business. And so when people are cool, it makes it really a joy. And then the shows have been incredible, because Philip's audience and my audience and Eric's audience come together, and it's a pretty great, but I feel like we all have sort of a connection in that way, acoustic, singer-songwriter, and so it's been a blast, man. We've been playing some really fun shows, and we're sort of starting to get everybody coming together on stage to kind of play. That's sort of the goal, you know, like everybody just sort of joining in on a song or two in the set. So we're working on that too, yeah.
Well, you're very active on social media. How can people keep in touch with you?
Oh, you can go to mattnathanson.com. My Twitter handle's Matt Nathanson. My Instagram is Matt Nathanson. I think my Snapchat is Matty Nay.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's
Matty Nay.
I was getting creative. But so anyway, yeah, just check it all out and see you at the show. Yeah.
Make sure you come out tonight. SumTur Amphitheater here in Papillion. It's Eric Hutchinson, Matt Nathanson, Phillips. It's going to be a show I guarantee you'll remember for the rest of your life. And make sure you catch him on next season of The Bachelor, and The Bachelor after that, and The Bachelor after that.
Yeah, seriously, I'm gonna be soundtracking people's love lives for the rest of my life. It's gonna be great.
Thank you for hanging out,
Awesome.
Matt.
Nice to see you. Yeah, thanks.